Alright, here's our second video on solving inequalities. So we called it Solve Inequality 2 with addition or subtraction. So these are going to be one-step inequalities to solve. We'll be able to get the variable alone in one step. But if you notice, these inequalities have fractions. So we're going to do a little bit of fraction work. Alright, our first example says y minus 2/3. We want to do the opposite of subtracting 2/3, which is going to be to add 2/3. So I'm going to add 2/3 to both sides. 2/3 cancel, so I have y is greater than or equal to. And here's where it comes in, where I have to know what is 4 plus 2/3. Well, sometimes we might be able to do some of the work in our head. 4 plus 2/3 is going to be 4 and 2/3. So for that example, I guess I can get around doing some of the fraction work, because that one was kind of easy to do. So we want to know, where is 4 and 2/3 on a number line? Well, it's going to be between 4 and 5. The question is, where between 4 and 5 is it? Because of that 2/3, we want to go 2/3 of the way. The denominator is 3, so I can take the distance between 4 and 5 and divide it in thirds. So now you can see I have 3 sections. 4 and 2/3 will be 2 of those sections, so it's going to go right here, 4 and 2/3. We will have a closed circle here, and then we're going to shade to the right because it's a greater than. And that's done. So that fraction one wasn't so bad, I suppose. Alright, moving on to the next one, you can see we have 1/4 plus n is greater than or equal to 5 and 1/3. Alright, that 5 and 1/3, let's go ahead and turn that into an improper fraction. We're going to do 3 times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16, so 16/3. Alright, so we have all improper fractions, no mixed numbers. We go back to the variable n, we're adding a 1/4, so let's solve by subtracting a 1/4. Your 1/4s are gone. Here, I'm going to, so I can separate my problems. So we know that n is greater than or equal to whatever 16/3 minus 1/4 is. Now when we do this fraction work, you have to write the 16/3 first. So 16 over 3 minus 1 over 4. We're subtracting fractions, which means you need a common denominator. So between 3 and 4, we can multiply and get those up to 12. We'll multiply our left fraction by 4. 16 times 4 is 64 over 12 minus the fraction on the right. Let's go ahead and multiply that by your 3's, and we'll get 3 over 12. Subtract the top numbers. 64 minus 3 is 61 over 12. And from there, well, that's our answer, 61 over 12. But if we want to go ahead and put that back into a mixed number, that might be a little bit easier to plot on a number line. So let's think. 12 fits into 61 4 times. 4 times 12 is 48. No, just kidding. Fits in 5 times, because 5 times 12 is 60, and to get from 60 to 61, you have just 1 left over the 12. You keep your denominator, so 5 and 1/12. Alright, 5 and 1/12 will be between a 5 and a 6, and then you want to go 1/12 of the way. Well, from here, it might be helpful just to grab your calculator and say, what is 1 divided by 12? 1/12 is going to be closer to the 5. And if you divide that on your calculator, you do get a 0.08. So that's not even to 5.1. So we'll go ahead and say that's right there. It's really close to the 5. 5 and 1/12. Alright, we are going to have, it's a greater than or equal to, so closed circle. And then which way are we shading? Greater than. We're going to shade to the right because those are all the numbers greater than 5 and 1/12.